Hi, this is Mark Levy, your sourdough simpleton, and we're here today to answer a question I've seen posed on a lot of sourdough websites. What is the best container to use for my sourdough starter? A lot of people seem to like crocks, like this one. Now these crocks are nice, they're big though, and when the sourdough is rising inside the crock, you really can't gauge how much it's rising. So it's good for storage, maybe on the countertop, but personally, I don't have room for such a thing, so I don't really use one. No, the thing that I turned to first when I started doing sourdough was a mason jar. Now, a mason jar like this is very easy, it's not very expensive, and you can watch the starter rise as it's in the jar and gauge where you are in the process. It fits in the refrigerator nicely, has a screw top to keep it clean, and this is a very, very popular thing to use by many, many people who are starting out in sourdough. Now, another thing people will like to use very often is a dedicated sourdough starter jar. Now, here's one, for example. It has markings to show you how high it's risen, what the quantity is. It's straight-sided so that you know that it's going to rise very nicely. This is very useful also. Certainly, you can acquire one of these. It makes a good gift, a good purchase for the sourdough enthusiast, and I certainly would recommend using it. Now, both this jar and the mason jar are made of glass. Glass, of course, is nice, it's clean, and it's easy to see through and like that, but if you drop it, it's going to break. So another option to consider is one of these. This is a deli container. It costs less than $1 and has fairly straight sides. I mean, they're tapered a bit, you can see that. But to rise a starter in this is very easy. You can just throw them away when you're done with it, or you can clean them out and reuse them. So for somebody who wants to just try something out, this is not a bad way to go. They are plastic, of course, so if you drop them, they bounce. And it works very well. So these starters are being prepared for a recipe, and we're going to have that recipe real soon here on the Sourdough Simpleton. In the meantime, take a look at your starter, make sure it's up to date, and let's get cooking. We'll see you next time for more here on the Sourdough Simpleton.